Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. After that powerful message from Spirit that I really felt like I had to get out this morning, yeah, we're back to the down to earth 3D stuff. But it's that this is also very important that we look through what might appear lesser, but it's not really. It's more about understanding what's happening, but also allaying some fears as well. And to me, that is incredibly important work to do. So, entertainment only. What I want to have a look at first up is Trump's offering the fossil industry $1 billion. Uh, Donate 1 billion towards my campaign, and when I get re-elected, I will basically remove all the EPA legislation and requirements. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. Oh, goodness me, just absolutely shake my head. I really get the feeling that those in the fossil industry took a backward step and went, "What? What are you talking about?" What I want to just very briefly mention, so it was on our Australian news last night with Trump with his latest rally. I don't know where it was. I did notice that the crowd was a bit thin behind him. These are the paid people that are there to stand behind him and go rah rah rah. They looked a little bit thin on the ground. Apparently, and it wasn't picked up by mainstream media in the US, I believe. The campaign put out photographs of the crowd at the rally. Well, apparently that crowd wasn't at that rally. It was at a concert for a really big band that was somewhere else in the world. The background was not the background of where Trump was holding the rally. Oh goodness me, please, please, please. And I did get a really clear vision. Someone asked me a couple of days ago whether Trump will get a state funeral when he passes. I actually got a real clear vision just this morning of him laying in state. So yes, unfortunately, I do get that he will be his presidency will be declared illegitimate, but it won't be happening for 8 years or so. It will then be declared an illegitimate presidency once everything's come out through the wash. So I got the laying in state. But it was a really odd feeling. It was like a dribble, literally a dribble of people going past purely out of curiosity. But there weren't crowds that were wanting to see him lying instead. I don't know if your presidents do, um, like they do in Russia, but it just felt like he was lying there in the coffin, and there were just sort of one person and then another, maybe two going past, and it was just very, very bizarre. Not at all like it was with Queen Elizabeth from the UK, where people were waiting 6, 8, 10 hours to file past the coffin. This was just literally, you walk straight up, you went for a walk past, and it was like, oh yeah, nothing much. So that was really interesting, that vision. But I want to have a look. Okay, have a look at oh, Trump offering to the fossil industry, pay me $1 billion. Now, this would not go towards his campaign. This would be basically to pay his debt. Pay me the $1 million, $1 billion, and I'll remove all the EPA, Environmental Protection Authority legislation regulations. She talked about a dictator, wannabe dictator. Interestingly enough, though, the fossil industry, I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world, but in Australia, our past fossil industry is investing really heavily in renewable energy, as in hydro, as in storage, as in solar and wind, you name it. What was fossil industry is really investing in the renewable sector. And by investing in the renewable sector, it makes a country independent of international shenanigans. Boat of the Fifth Column did a really, really interesting video on that this morning. Someone had asked him, Beau of the Fifth Column, Beau, B-E-A-U, of the Fifth Column, YouTube. Go and seek it out. Someone had asked him how to get the US out of the Middle East, and he said the biggest thing you can do is invest in renewables. Because even though the US produces its own energy, its oil and gas and coal, it is on the world market. And when shenanigans, manipulating, etc., happens on the world fossil market, things that are going on in Russia, things that are going on in the Middle East, the Russian economies, the US economy is affected as well. So, got cards flinging out at me. Yeah, working together. This as well. Okay, thank you. Simply, this was Trump offering for the fossil industry that he would work with them to, if they gave him some money. Give me some money and I'll make this agreement with you. He's not going to win. I wouldn't be worried about that at all. But what does the fossil industry make of this? What does the US fossil industry make of this? Oh, a lot of anxiety there on the bottom there. This is the stuff of nightmares, really. But come on down. Let's have a look. Again, my puppy dog's still sleeping there. What did the fossil industry? Well, this was an offer, unexpected offer made completely out of left field. They're like, what? It felt like they sort of took a backward step and said, really? So an out of left field offer that came forward. They didn't ask for it from the wannabe dictator. Now, understanding, Trump can say this, but if he doesn't have the House and the Senate, he can't make it happen. Well, I suppose he can by an executive order, but oh boy, wouldn't there be hell to pay? And also legally. I mean, if they donated to his campaign and he then made an executive order, would it stand? This is the Emperor card, the wannabe dictator, putting it out there. Foundation. He's trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat. This is the energy. I did ask what the fossil industry are doing about it. Fossil industry have moved on. I hope. I believe. They have a lot of options available to them at the moment that they are working with to create a future going forward. Doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. But this is also Trump trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat, trying to manipulate. I really honestly feel the energies that the industry is in at the moment is they have more than just one lever at their disposal, and they're already investing in that. On a little side note, in my region in Australia, we've got, to be honest, most of our coal-powered energy, coal-using electricity producing plants are due to close down by 2030. Many of them have gone offline already and closed down. The federal government has just opened a new gas energy producing plant, and of course there was all sorts of outcry about, but gas, it's worse than coal. It's actually designed to run on hydrogen gas, but they will start with coal gas to start with, fossil gas to start with. But what's happening is that it does mean that it's part of the transition. Now, the gas plant can then start, it can stop and start when required. Unlike coal has to burn 24/7, 365 days of the year, and any excess energy that's produced when people are not requiring it, like at 2 a.m., it simply is dispelled off. With the gas, they can say, right, we're going to hit a 47-degree temperature day. Everybody's going to get home at 5 o'clock, stick their air cons on. We need to fire up this gas plant from 4:30 till whatever time, till 9 o'clock. They can switch it on and off. It's designed to then move to hydrogen, and hydrogen gas is produced from renewable energy. So it is a transition. So the industry has more than one lever at its ability. And when I'm talking about use from renewable, if there is a lot of solar power being created, they can draw on that to, instead of dispelling it, they can draw on that to create hydrogen gas. So we're talking about in the middle of the day, when everybody's pumping solar energies off their rooftops into the system, they can then produce the gas at that time to then have it stored for when it's required. So the energy industry is investing in more than one option. Sorry if I'm getting soapboxy here, I do apologise. What do they think about it? Yeah. So the message, this is in the past. The past message, I'm going to say, is dated. The past message is dated. The harvest is from the fossil industry is already in. They have processed it. I'm just going to say they've moved on. So here was Trump making this offer that was out of left field. But, oh, I love it how the waterfalls in the background, the hydrogen energy, the hydro energy. Also a beautifully sunny day. I've got the horse. The horse is not looking at it. The offer was made, can be the false friend. The horse is not looking at the offer. The knight's not looking at the offer. He's holding it, but he's looking towards the waterfall in the background. And the waterfall also, again, the flowing water, means moved on. We've got here in the immediate future, they're looking at what's the industry think? They're looking at overseas. Ideas, plans from overseas that they can bring to the shores. I'm just putting it out there. In Australia, company, local university actually, has developed what we call hot bricks. They are bricks, well, the easiest way to explain it, they are bricks, solid state bricks, that are like a cupcake. You put it in the oven, chocolate chip cupcakes, full of chocolate chips, like 80-90% chocolate chips. Put it in the oven, all the chocolate melts, you take it out, and the chocolate chips hold the energy, the heat for extended periods of time. Sweden is building a facility with these Australian created bricks. So there's another one going up in Australia as well. And it is then drawing on the energy when it's been produced in the middle of the day and storing it as heat to then let it out to produce energy on a dull day, a night, rainy days, etc. University in Australia has also developed a flexible solar panels. Basically, the old style camera film on that type, but, quite broad. So it's flexible and can be woven into structures that are not flat and level. There's a lot of technology coming out at the moment, and the industry is looking overseas at this technology. The energy, external energy in regards to this offer, literally trying to steal the truth, steal the wisdom, steal reality. Trump trying to steal what he can. Internally, in regards to the offer to go back to the past, to what it was 50 years ago. That's what this offer is, to go back to the past, and Trump thinks he's gifting it to them. Basically, he's just stealing the wisdom, the knowledge, the science, the truth, and trying and taking off out of Dodge by promising the industry that they can go back to how they did it. But what is actually happening? We've got the Queen of Swords here in the hopes and fears. The Queen of Swords, she sees truth for what it is. And she's bringing forth wisdom, possibly legalities, because I'd suspect he legally can't do this either. I think it's going to be all right. Because in the face of this offer, we've got the star of hope and healing, the best of democracy, the best of the legal system, the star of hope and healing. The industry sees that this message is it's too chaotic, it's too burdensome to carry forward, and we've got a significant new beginning. This may be the offer of the fool's gold, but I suspect it's more the industry sees the opportunities of a new start, of doing things differently. On the base, we've got the anxiety. We've got the higher authorities here infighting. There may be some in the industry that perhaps want to take it up, but I don't think it's going to happen. We've got new plans, new ideas, new ways of doing things that will bring about a powerful new beginning of partnerships and peace. Okay, so I might just ask the question, will there be some in the industry that takes it up? Let's have a look. Will there be some, I'm using the Golden Universal Tarot, if I didn't let you know, will there be some in the industry that take up giving Trump some money in exchange? Be careful what you wish for, because times have changed. Times have changed. It's also the smug merchant, possibly the industry that have grown fat and bloated on the fossil fuels, but they see that it's more than one. It's not going back to the 50s, basically. So will there be some in the industry which take up this offer? Will there be some in the fossil industry that take up this offer? Will there be some in this industry that will take up this offer? Will there be some in this industry that take up this Trump's offer? Aside from the fact I think they know he's not going to get back in and it's just a waste of money. But let's have a look. Will there be some in the industry? Some still seem to be deluded. Right, this flew out. Walking away. I don't think they will. The signifier can't. This is about lies, deceit, betrayal, abuse of power, the win. This is the win at any cost. So he will promise anything. But figures here are walking away. So what's happening is this figure in the foreground, he's picking up these swords of truth, thinking that he's got it. Swords of technology is what I'm getting told there. If you hear my voice, let me know. Old technology that is now being discarded. And here we've got justice, challenged by actions having consequences, drawing the sword of truth, foundation, the energy that they're stewing in at the moment, greed, addiction, power. I mean, if we've all got solar panels on our roofs and a battery at our back door, then we don't need the fossil industry. They're tempted. I'm going to say they're tempted about the illusion of power and greed. But in the past, the truth has shone a light and they realise that they're in retreat from using fossils. Okay, crowning this reading, yeah, it would be too burdensome a message for them. We've got here the truth is causing a lot of anxiety. So as the fossil industry is trying to work out which way forward, it is causing a lot of anxiety within the ranks. But here we've got the nurturing, the healing, the birth of something new externally. I did a reading, oh gosh, what was it, about a month ago, on new technology coming out in regards to a meteorite, metals that were discovered. I think they know that the industry's moved on from this. There is significant advancements coming forward. Internally, yeah, they've got their finger in many pies. Many, many, many pies. They've grown fat and bloated. Are any going to accept the offer? I don't think so. I don't think so. The truth of it is going to bring about a downfall. They haven't necessarily decided yet about whether to enter into this contract and agreement. It's uncomfortable. They're looking at it. The contract and agreement to return to how things were in the past. Goodness me, doesn't matter how much you try, you can't go back. But there'll be a lot of negative headlines in regards to this. A lot of negative headlines, and I think they're just going to hold on to their money. So no, I don't think they will. Within their ranks, there's some discussion going on about it. Thank goodness. Okay. Catch you later. Let's see how it plays. Love to you all.